My name is Heather, and my husband Paul and I have been traveling the world for 2 years now since his retirement. So trust me when I tell you, we know a thing or two about how to get it done. And we decided that becoming minimalist for retirement travel was definitely the way to go. So just follow these simple steps and you will be well on your way. And the first one might surprise you. Yes, this first step isn't even about your stuff at all. It is about your mind. A minimalist life really starts with a mindful start. It really all begins right here, because you might be looking at all of your stuff in your house and your furniture and everything and thinking, oh my gosh, I don't even know what to do, and it's overwhelming. So start with your mind. Really understand two things about yourself. The first is, why did you get all this stuff in the first place? Really go through and evaluate. Is it really important to you? Has it lost importance over time? That will make the process a lot easier. And then the second thing you're really going to want to think about and put forefront in your mind is, why are you doing this in the first place? Why are you considering becoming a minimalist in order to have your retirement travels? And I think I've got the answer for you. It really, really does make everything so much easier, and it opens up the door to freedom. And when you're able to declutter your mind, you're able to declutter everything else. So let's get to that for you. Why are you doing this? What is your end game? You're obviously watching this video if you're considering traveling extensively or full time in your retirement, but there are lots of different ways to do that. So try to pin down kind of what your goal is. Are you going to be doing RV traveling? Are you going to be doing cruising? Are you going to be doing sailing? Are you going to be doing traveling the world with just a backpack and a bag? And we have done all of those. So let me get a little bit more specific on each of those. So depending on which of those you are after, that will largely determine how much of a minimalist you really need to become. For example, if you're going to be doing RVing, which we do for several months a year, you really have room for some more stuff. You can put stuff in your truck and in your RV, and it's pretty easy, and as long as everything has its space, it's not going to get in your way. But if you're going to be traveling around Europe and the rest of the world with nothing but a backpack and a roller bag, which is what I have here, and that ultimately is what we ended up doing, man, you're gonna have to get rid of a lot more stuff. Now, if you're gonna do sailing like we did, that's similar to RVing. You still can keep a lot of your personal things, but you're still going to get rid of most of it. And if you're going to do cruising, well, it's kind of somewhere in the middle. You can get away with some big bags and go on cruises. We certainly see people doing that. Think about your end game. Think about what you're going to do. And this step is also really critical for what I'm going to tell you in the last step. But I'm guessing you probably have an idea of your end game in mind already. So let me know what your end game is. Put that in the comments below. What is your bucket list dream? Is it RVing? Is it traveling the world with a suitcase and a backpack? Or is it going on cruises? We certainly do a lot of that. We basically break up our year-long travel into RVing and cruising, and then traveling the rest of the world by planes, trains, and automobiles. So let me know what you're going to do in the comments below. All right, now that you've got your end game in mind, let's go on to the next step, which is getting rid of the big stuff. And you might think this is the hardest part, but it's not. I'll get to that next. But the big stuff, depending on your end game, it kind of determines what you're going to do with the big stuff versus the small stuff. So the most obvious big thing is your house. Now, there are multiple ways that you can handle your house. You can do what we did, which is we did kind of step-by-step downsizing. We kind of did that as our children grew and got out of the house. We have a lot of kids, 8 to be exact. So as a few of them got out of the house and moved, we went to a smaller house and then a smaller house. And ultimately what we did is we bought a great small lock and leave townhouse. But that isn't where we ended. But that is a great option for a lot of people. So you can go to a smaller house, downsize that way, get rid of a lot of your big stuff. The other thing you can do with your house is you can rent it out, which is what we did with the lock and leave, and it worked out really well. We had a nice stream of income from it. Somebody was there to take care of it, and it just was such a simple, easy thing to do. However, the last option with the house is you could just sell it, which is actually what we are in the process of doing right now. In the end, because we are gone out of the country most of the year, we decided it just wasn't worth keeping the house for the rental income. So we are selling it. We will then put that money in investments and get a stream of income that way instead. But depending on what you do, any of the above is a great option. And we have done them all. And there really isn't a right or wrong answer. It's just what's right for you. And I know it's really, really daunting to go through your house and all of your furniture and everything that's in there, and it just seems so hard. But remember when I said that it's not the hardest step? It's not. The hardest is actually what's next, which is getting rid of your personal documents, photos, the smaller things, the things that actually tend to mean more to people. And the easiest way to deal with that is truly to get a good quality scanner, set aside time to do this, to go through all of your photos, all of your documents. And when I say set aside time, it takes a lot of time. I would say set aside a week before you get out there and start your travels, because you really want to take time to go through them, reminisce about them, decide what's really worth scanning and what's not, and then throw them through the scanner and put them up in the cloud somewhere so you can access them whenever you want. And it really can be an emotional process to do that, but it is so liberating. I cannot tell you the feeling of just, you don't have stuff hanging on to you. So once you've gone through the big stuff, and by the way, the one thing I forgot to mention in the big stuff is your car. What we found useful is originally we were a 2-car family and we got rid of 1 car. So we went down to 1 car and then we kept that car until right before we set off on our sailboat, and we ended up selling it. And I'm telling you, we do not miss having a car. We have one now for the RV. We have a truck for the RV, but we never miss having a car because frankly, in today's world, you almost don't need one with Ubering, or if you're going to Europe, the public transportation is fantastic. I mean, honestly, anywhere you go, you probably will not need a car. And now that you've gone through the emotional part, the fun part begins, and that is the last step, which is buy yourself your travel luggage. That is so much fun. I can't even tell you. I don't know, maybe I'm just kind of a nerd. I geek out on it, but there are so many options for bags and travel bags. Like I told you, we now have it down to 1 roller bag and 1 backpack because we love to go travel to Europe and other parts of the world. And frankly, we do not want to spend time waiting at baggage claim or paying the fees that are often required to check your bag on. So we always have our stuff with us, and we are able to just go in and out of airports. If we need to move to different Airbnbs, it's super, super easy. We don't have big luggage to drag around. We do a ton of walking when we're in Europe, and we can just bring our bags and it's super easy. So we can go from point A to point B without the hassle of dragging big, huge suitcases. And this is also really nice when we are on cruise ships, because when we board a cruise ship, we actually just have our bags with us, and we most of the time are able to just go straight to our room, drop our bags off. We have them. We are not waiting until 6 or 7 or 8 o'clock at night to get our bags on that first night. We've got all of our stuff. So when you think about buying your bags, take some time, number one, again, to think about your end game and what you're doing, but also really explore the type of packing that you do. I'm going to do another whole video on how we pack. We can go for 4 months with a roller bag and a backpack, and it's not a problem at all. But I have a lot of tips and suggestions on how to do that. So if you're interested in that, go ahead and subscribe and also hit that notification bell. That way you will be alerted every time a new video comes out. So get out there and start looking for your travel bags. It is so much fun. And in the meantime, I have a free PDF handout you might want. I'll put a link to it below. It is my top 10 retirement travel tips. Just click on the link and it will go straight to your inbox. And one more exciting piece of news why you might want to go ahead and hit that notification bell is because I am so excited. I just booked us an around the world flight. It is a trip that goes to many different countries. It spans 4 months, and I am going to take you along for the journey. So I look forward to that, and Paul and I cannot wait to go explore some of the favorite places we've already been, but we're also going to see a whole bunch of new ones. Cannot wait. And one thing's for sure, it would be a lot more difficult if we had not become minimalist for our retirement travel. So I hope you find this video helpful. Please give it a thumbs up if you did, and I will see you next time on The Freedom Strategy, where we are unlocking retirement by traveling the world.